finally, some movie theaters are opening up.
Oh, thank goodness.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Get your $84 bucket of popcorn and soda. Pay a great rate at the box office. And finally, but there's like 3 movies that I see that are current that are coming out.
Right. They open today. There's 3 to choose from. One is going to be a faith-based movie. It's called Tulsa, and we're super excited about it.
Scott Pryor, who is behind this film and stars in this film, is along with us on Zoom this morning. And let's get to know Scott, what's going on in his life, the movie Tulsa that's in theaters as well.
Right. So, Scott, we were kind of creeping on your social media a little bit, and I know you're super proud of your kids, especially Eli. We saw that he had won some wrestling awards. Is that right?
Yes, absolutely. Elijah is my oldest. He's a beast. He's actually was Division I football recruit, and then rolled into wrestling season and was captain of the wrestling team, and actually got he won 3rd in state. He barely eked into state because football season lasted so long, and then he just went in there and upset everybody, and so we were super proud of him.
He's got like how many awards?
He's got 3 awards for wrestling, and he's got a bunch of awards for football as well. So he's
good night.
He's definitely a beast.
I can tell he takes after mom.
That's right. That's right. Exactly.
Okay, I so have to know about your road trip to Montana, because you live in Atlanta. You literally threw the kids in the back seat and took this big road trip at one time?
Right. So I was actually born in Montana. So we actually flew the kids into Colorado, and then we took the boys from Colorado to Montana to see my dad. And there's some funny pictures there posted on the boys and some of their we got 3 boys, so in the back seat they're goofing around and doing some things that boys do. So
we can only imagine.
So it was interesting, and of course God tries my patience when I'm driving and trying to get somewhere, and we're in the car for a long time. But so it was awesome. Montana's absolutely gorgeous. It's such a different change of pace from Atlanta, where it's go, 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 and then you're at Montana, and you can drive very fast on the expressway.
Yeah, the Pryor family, the city slickers, going back home to Montana.
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, something else I saw, it was a throwback picture of you and your wife, and you went to a Marine Ball. It was the very first one. I got to ask, were you dating then, or were you already married?
Well, since my wife posts most of the social media stuff, so yes, probably we've been to several Marine Corps balls. I know one we were definitely dating, and then later on we were married. So I guess it depends on the ball. I was with a unit in Greenville, South Carolina when I was in college. So there's an ammunition unit there in Greenville. So I think that was when we were with the ammunition unit in Greenville, South Carolina. So yes, we were definitely dating at that point, and so it was a great time.
Oh wow.
Okay, now I have to know. Black Bear is a movie that you starred in, you were a part of. You mentioned Greenville, South Carolina. Did you film some of it in Greenville?
We actually filmed the whole movie was filmed in Greenville, South Carolina. Black Bear was. So great movie. We had great local support and just crew. The crew was awesome. A lot of talent in Greenville in terms of filmmaking. They don't get enough films there, I think, but I always encourage people to go to Greenville, South Carolina. It's a great place. I love Greenville. I love coming up and visiting. We got family there. We've got a ton of friends out there. So we just loved it. I would definitely consider filming in Greenville again.
Yeah. I saw you took another trip to New York City, and it looked like with your mom and a woman named Tulsa, right? And
yes.
You took them to see The Lion King. What was that?
Yes. So, my mom, I try to, I always ask my mom, what's your bucket list items?
Mm-hmm.
What are your bucket list items? My mom's always wanted to go to New York. She worked, her and my dad worked so hard growing up. We never really had a lot, but now that, she's older, I'm like, what is your bucket list items? And so one of hers was New York. So for Christmas, I said, okay, I'm going to take you and my sister to New York, and we're just going to experience the different things. And so we went to Lion King, and it was fantastic. Everyone's like, oh, it's so good. And I was like, okay, sounds good. And we got in there. It was just amazing. So it was a great trip. One of those things you'll always remember. And so it was a lot of fun.
And so the woman that was with you, is that Tulsa?
That's Tulsa. That's actually my sister.
Oh, cool. So
Tulsa is my sister.
is she the inspiration for the movie?
No, she's not the inspiration for the movie, but everybody comments on her name. Everybody loves my sister because she's one of the sweetest people in the world.
Yeah.
The film's actually dedicated to her, but
Aw.
everybody loves her name. And so I thought, it would be great to name this character Tulsa, because I like to take bits and pieces. When I write, I like to take bits and pieces of just people in my life. Tulsa's actually inspired. I'm a trial lawyer, as you guys know. And so I pull, and what I do is I do catastrophic injury and wrongful death. So very serious injury, death cases. Actually had a big case in Greenville County where a semi truck hit and killed a lady. And anyhow, so that's what we deal in day life in terms of my day job. And so then I like to pull inspiration from my clients who, they're dealing with such major tragedy, and sitting down at that table and just walking through that with them and telling their story to a jury, telling their story to a judge. I don't want them to be a claim number or just another case. I want them to know who is this person at their very core level, and get to know them. And then again, be effective in front of a judge and jury, and really persuade them in terms of the hurt that this family's been through. So I draw a lot of real life material from the cases that I work on. And but I do, it's kind of a conglomeration of just characters that I know, people I know, even just conversations. So Tulsa was actually inspired by a conversation of a family that I was representing who'd been through some major tragedy. And so anyhow, I had a conversation with one of the fathers, and we were preparing for trial. And so one of the questions you ask is, how has this affected you? How has this tragedy affected you? Not just, we had medical bills, but how has this affected you on a life level? I can no longer pick up my grandchildren. I can no longer sit on the floor and play with them. And these are things that make life wonderful, that we look forward to. And one of the things the father told me that just struck me was, me and my daughter, we used to love to go to the daddy-daughter dance and just dance all night long. And, the next time we went, we were there for 10 minutes, and we both had to leave because of what had happened and what had transpired and what they were going through. And he said it was heartbreaking. And it's little pieces of life that people miss out on. And so that struck me. And typically I kind of file it away. I actually have, I take notes on my phone sometimes when things hit me, and then I weave those into the story. So that was the inspiration for Tulsa, that and a couple other cases that I'd worked on. And obviously I fictionalize, characters and other things, but that was definitely the inspiration.
And there's even a scene, in the movie, kind of surrounding that father-daughter dance. So that is definitely Tulsa, faith-based film that is in theaters today.
And if you remember the name John Schneider.
John Schneider, yeah.
He's in this movie with you.
Yes, absolutely. And John was awesome to work with, as well as Cameron Arnett. But yes, John. And the funny thing is, I grew up when I was a little kid. I would watch John on TV, and we had a great time. He came on set. I'm a big car guy, and so I have a muscle car, a Hellcat, which is 800 horsepower. So we filmed all night at the hospital with John, and I said, John, at midnight we're going to eat. I said, let's sneak out, jump in the Hellcat, and let's go have some fun. So we did that, of course, and he's in there and he's doing 180 slides and all this fun stuff. And
wonder if he did his own stunts on that big TV show back in the day.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So he did that, and then I drove, and I said, hey, my turn. And so then I scared everybody to death in the car. And
oh no,
it was just a blast. Of course, the police were called, and we had to run up the set, and everyone's like, "Get up the set! Get out of that car! Get up the set!"
Oh man!
Police came, and they were looking for a Camaro, but it was really a Hellcat. So we just kept filming. I don't know what's going on.
Scott Pryor, the movie is called Tulsa. It's one of 3 movies in the theaters, and this is the faith-based one that you can bring the entire family. Scott, thank you for the time this morning. By the way, if you missed any of this interview, you got into the middle of it, you'll see it online at hisradio.com, Apple TV, and His Radio TV on Roku.